eventually you get absorbed in, and you are Sonic.
Cheers, everybody, and welcome to No Repeat. It's a podcast where we pick 3 songs every week with no repeats and no do-overs to soundtrack the perfect bachelor party. I'm your host, Taylor Olmstead, and I'm joined by my co-hosts, Tyler Reed.
Party, 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 study later. Party, party, study later.
And Sean Evans.
I don't know. What do I say here? It's been fun to be in Atlanta. Should we tell them what's happening here?
Yeah, so we're doing a bachelor party challenge because it is my bachelor party weekend. And
Woo! Party! It's happening! Thank you, God!
So I'm actually seeing Tyler and Sean in front of me across the table for the first time ever in the history of the podcast. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Definitely a different energy already.
Everyone's more handsome than I remember.
Oh, how nice.
Well, not you.
Okay. Alright.
Okay.
Guess I'm being rude now. It's the final quarter.
Now it feels more like No Repeat now that we're fighting.
Yeah.
The gloves are coming off.
That's what the audience wants.
It is what they want. So if we sound a little different, if we sound hoarse, mostly me, it's because we've been in Atlanta Pride all weekend, drinking and dancing and screaming our heads off. And there were lots of drag queens.
Yeah.
I got hit in the face with a cheeseburger. It was a good time.
We saw a rat carry a bag of popcorn in the subway.
I learned a lot about a lot of things this weekend.
It was an informative experience.
My mind was open.
That's right. So the challenge this week, since it was the bachelor party and we didn't have a lot of time to prepare, was to just pick ideal bachelor party songs. And we probably should have done this at the start of the bachelor party rather than the last night, but
Yeah.
that being said, I guess, what is y'all's experience with other bachelor parties other than mine that you just lived through?
I've been to one other bachelor party. It was my brother's bachelor party.
So also a gay one.
Oh, yes. I feel like I've had some... let me say this. I've been very blessed in my life to have done some very cool things multiple occasions when some people have the opportunity to never do it once.
That's fair.
So it has been very cool. And this one was very different from his. So I've gotten an opportunity to do 2 different gay bachelor parties in 2 different places with 2 different groups of people. And it has been very cool. This one had a lot less dancing. This one had way more live music. And
That's interesting that you say there was less dancing considering what we did. Just like...
Oh, no. His
was probably
his
clubby
was
though,
real
right?
dancing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Actual
when
party.
when you're at a bachelor party with other dancers, it's just assume that's what you're gonna do.
Yeah.
Right.
But none of us technically dance.
No.
It's more of the wiggle.
Yeah.
So we're wiggling. We're not
Right.
actually.
Yeah.
Right.
No, you're
but we
right.
didn't I don't know, we went to a lot of bars there, and this one was, it was different. And plus, I've never been to Atlanta, so
Yeah.
they were here.
You really got to see a lot of it.
Yeah. We rode the Metro and the MARTA.
MARTA, yeah.
Rode the MARTA. Saw some artists that I honestly wasn't ever expecting to see in my life. Yeah.
Flo Rida, happy birthday.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
We celebrated Flo Rida's birthday belatedly.
Yeah. Never seen a man give out shots and no shots were given out.
He really did say to the crowd, y'all should take shots, it's my birthday, and then proceeded to not give any of them shots.
Yeah.
He was just like, take shots, as in go to the bar, buy your own shots.
I get paid on commission for this one.
Right. Right. This segment of our concert is sponsored by Patron. Patron! Birthday shots. It's on you. Idiot.
I really feel like we should have an extended discussion on the Flo Rida performance, but we're doing our Patreon exclusive podcast, Gojo Artsource Middle School Notebook, which I'm sure we will regale you all on the horrified, weird is kind of, I don't know.
We'll have to do an Act Right segment on that.
Yeah, we're gonna have to act right, Flo Rida.
Yeah.
There are a lot of people that need to act right from this weekend.
Yeah.
Let's just say that. Tyler, have you been to other bachelor parties?
You know, it's very funny that you gave us this challenge and asking me this question because I, not too long ago, I was like, oh, my other friend group, like my roommate and like sort of like that friend group from high school was like, oh, none of us have ever experienced the joy of marriage. No, we we have been like woefully single or like in and out of relationships. Just no one like in our like vicinity is having a great time. So I think this is actually my first bachelor party. I was in at least one other wedding.
Yeah.
I was in the party of another one, but we don't talk about that person anymore because they're...
Oh. How to put it together.
Republican. So, after 2016, you kind of had to cut your losses with some people in your life. So, yeah. So I was in that party, and that was, to be fair, that was fun. That was great. But then I think the last wedding I actually went to probably was my cousin, where we were just in Cleveland, or not. Yeah, we were basically on the lake for like a few days, and that was kind of like a bachelor party. And
Where was it at?
I mean, it was.
Terminal Tower?
I don't remember, but it was just like a little cottage village kind of area.
Okay,
just
like lakeside or something.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Cool.
And so that was like basically like a weekend of just kind of like hanging out with my cousin and stuff. And that was the other one I was like as close as it got. Otherwise, never, no experience. This is my first bachelor party.
This is probably my 5th or 6th.
Oh my goodness.
We get it. You have friends.
Yeah.
I have been invited to be a groomsman a lot of times, and I enjoy doing it. I do, but I am reaching a point now where I'm like, I can't do anymore. It's like they become a lot, and I tried really hard to make this one a lot more like marathon, not a sprint, because I've been on some where after Friday night everybody's just a zombie for the rest of the weekend.
Yeah.
And like I don't want to do that to people.
Oh.
As you're
good.
approaching the 30 club.
I am 30 now.
You are?
Yeah.
I've been 30 for like 6 weeks.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Never mind. Well, you're in the 30 club now, and you're like, damn, I really don't have the energy I used to have.
I feel like that's upside now, right? Like when after you I don't want to like burn down the whole town.
No, not
anymore.
at all.
It's like, let's get up at like noon, go do something in the afternoon, come back.
Yeah, exactly. And like, we weren't in like burn down the town places. Like, we bought $15 tiki drinks.
Yeah.
Things to do when you're in your 30s, right?
Yeah, it's a very 30s bachelor party.
Also, okay, so speaking of that, has like, we talked about this last night, but Atlanta is like, how we just kept seeing some people over and over.
Yes, it is a very big, small town in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
And the queer community in particular, like, it's big. It's probably the biggest in the Southeast. But you still run into people all the time.
Right.
Like, I was running into people I knew all weekend. But then we also, like, ran into the maitre d' from the bar.
Right.
At least once.
Yeah.
There were a lot of people we just continuously saw.
But there was, like, other people. Like, I saw that guy that was on the plane with me on Saturday.
That's right.
We were walking around. There was a woman that was at the train station that went up with us, and when we came back, she was on the same train. I didn't see her the whole time. We were out for, like, 4 hours or something?
And somehow
still, like,
managed to get back on the same train.
Yeah, it's, like, bizarre.
It just happens, man. It's a strange place, this town. But I feel like for bachelor party jams, I, at one point in the weekend as a joke, put on what Apple Music calls the Bachelor Party Essentials playlist.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of strip club rap from the 2000s, folks.
Right.
It's DMX's Y'all Gonna Make Me Lose My Mind. It's The Game. It's
The Game.
I'm pretty sure the Yin Yang Twins Whisper Song is somewhere in that playlist.
Of course, a classic.
Like, that was not the vibe that we were having this weekend.
No, absolutely not.
Oh, yeah.
Not to belabor this point any further, but it's like I feel like we kind of like split the difference a little bit because it's like we didn't like play like D&D for like 8 hours.
No,
but we did we kind of did like a few different things, and it was like not very like rambunctious, I would say.
But I feel like there's like that kind of bachelor party, the like what I affectionately refer to as strip club rap.
Uh-huh.
And then there's like classic rock bachelor party. That's very bro-y and like Bud Light and, And I would say we were closer to that than the other, but it was still probably like the gay version of that.
Right.
In that it was
So
like...
means I liked it more.
Yes, it was Beyonce and Miller Lite.
Yeah.
Which, you know, there were still penis-themed decorations and games.
Oh, that's right. Because I feel like that's more typically associated with, like, bachelorette parties. Is that it's like, there's just, like...
Lots of dick stuff.
Just dick everything.
Yeah. And it's interesting, like... the way that since gay marriage has become legal, they basically just took all of that dick stuff and made it in rainbow, and are like, look, it's for you.
It's been here the whole time, right?
Right.
Yeah, which, like, I'm not saying no, but it is kind of like, boy, you were ready. You had these waiting in the wings, didn't you?
I don't...
Like I said, it's an unimaginative recreating of something that already exists.
Yes, exactly.
Right?
So I was thinking about for my song, I kind of wanted to channel sort of like the energy kind of we were saying, where it's like sort of like the rap game from the early 2000s, but I feel like there's got to be people who are like doing it better or doing it in a more interesting way or doing something that's like kind of cool, and so I was like, yeah, like there has to be some like a way to sort of like express the same idea that's probably like a little less like misogynistic, for being honest. And I feel like that's kind of what's great about like the kind of the era of music we're living, where it's like it feels like there's such a diversity and such a spreading out of like you can find so like much smaller artists that are doing the same sort of thing but in a more interesting way, and that kind of allows for like really like the subgenres to sort of explode. And so I kind of was looking for just a song that really like pumped me up for like that kind of experience of it being a little bit more of a party. But I wanted to, because I do kind of like a lot of the music we heard over the weekend, which is sort of like clubby, you know, like sort of like retro vintage boogie and party music in general. But I kind of wanted something I felt like a little bit out of my wheelhouse that kind of would take me to the place where the spirit of the music would allow me to sort of forget my inhibitions and
Sure.
whatever that Natasha Bedingfield song is.
And feel the rain on your skin.
Yeah. So I can feel the rain on my skin.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Sean, what was your thought process?
I went down the hegemonic route. It was like, and if I'm going to WEB in this, what am I going to pick, right? Like, I heard what the Spotify Bachelor Party one was, and I agreed it was not good.
No, not at all.
And I thought, like, what would be an acceptable song to play? And then I just kind of went for it. There wasn't much thinking that was involved, but...
Which is probably
that's maybe okay.
On brand for a bachelor party.
I just always thought that, you know, like we put like, yeah, you know what, this is a really good song about love and, you know, the deep connection between
right
life partners.
So my thing was like probably close to both of y'all, but I did feel like we're talking about the platonic ideal of a bachelor party, not my bachelor party.
Right.
So I needed to pick a song that it would be plausible to hear in a strip club.
Okay.
Because I did not want to go to a strip club for the bachelor party. I have never been to a strip club. It is not something that I have any interest in. However, I do feel like for many people, going to a strip club is a rite of bachelor party passage.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. There's a very great SNL sketch about guys on a bachelor party and how strange it is that they choose to go and just be aroused next to each other as platonic friends, and then just walk away from it as if it never happened. And I'm like, yeah, that is really weird. That's very homoerotic, but in a strange way.
Just sitting next to each other, and we're like, we get
woo marriage.
Now what?
Like some weird like secret that you now have that bonded you for life. Like
I think that's what it is. Yeah, it's like now we're bonded. But you know, I did feel like the song needed to be able to be played in a strip club. But I want it to also just be applicable, like, at a party or at the bar. Like, I want a party song, you know? Mm-hmm. But it's got to have a little sex to it. Because bachelor parties, at the end of the day, they're not explicitly about sex, but everybody knows who you're going to be having sex with from that point forward, hopefully.
Right.
It's like, well, it's like funny to think about that for me right now, right? Because it's like, what? Think about it, like even our parents' generation, or even some people today, probably you're like, oh, we're saving it for marriage or something. So like the bachelor or bachelor party is really just like might even be that prep to get you ready for like your first encounter.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think for some people it probably was.
Right.
But nowadays, I think it's more like, especially as wedding parties are getting bigger.
Yeah.
Like, we have 5 on each side of the wedding. And that was, everybody I've talked to is like, oh yeah, we did almost the same number. My parents think that's crazy. They had 2.
How many there are?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But it's like, there's more value placed on longer term friendships, I think, because we have social media and we can stay in touch with each other and make podcasts together and so on and so forth. So you have all these people in your life who you've known forever, but they don't all know each other.
Yeah.
And so the bachelor party is kind of like a chance to get all of those people together and like force them to mingle before the wedding.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it kind of loses that sexual piece, I think, in a lot of cases. Not in all cases, but in a lot of cases.
Oh, nobody's saying like, he's gonna get it, probably gonna get it.
I mean...
Or too, like it was like what? Like you got married and then it was like basically like, well, here come the kids.
Yeah, exactly.
Have your good. This is gonna be your last good time. You're
Your
gonna
last
have this
big
and a
party.
honeymoon, and then it's all domestic
Mm-hmm.
from there.
Yeah. Media has really given everyone the perception of that's exactly how it happens. I feel like cartoons and like TV and stuff, I feel like that's like there's always like the Bachelor Party episode where I feel like it's like never gonna have fun again.
Right. The ball and chain.
Yeah. Mourning your social life.
Yeah.
We are young. No one can stop us. Love is over.
Love is a battlefield. She was right. All right, well, should we get into some picks?
Yeah.
Might as well.
Sure.
Anybody feel strongly about going first? If not, I can.
Yeah, why don't you just start?
All right.
I was gonna say birthday boy.
Not birthday boy.
Bachelor boy, match boy.
Batch boy. This week I chose Start Me Up by the Rolling Stones. I mean, it's a classic. Start Me Up.
Yeah.
It's like the late career hit nobody knew the Stones had in them. This is like 1980, 1981. But even if you don't know that, it's just like classic Mick Jagger sex appeal. Like you can see the dance that he does in the video, even if you've never seen the music video before. You can just like visualize it in your head. It's also a strip club staple. I assume it's used in strip club scenes in a lot of media.
Okay, I was gonna say, how do you know?
You know, it's...
The media has told him because it's what he knows.
Yeah. But it's also, I mean, you hear it in dive bars. You hear it, you know, at tailgates. You hear it at all kinds of different parties. It's a great song to start the party. Like, it has... He's saying to start me up. That's not what he's talking about. He's talking about starting something else up, if you know what I'm saying. But...
Wait, can you explain?
If you have to ask, you don't want to know. The fact that you call it Pop Pop lets me know you're not ready. But I've always really liked it. I think the riff is incredible. Like you hear it once and it's stuck in your head for the rest of your life. And yeah, it's just like it's got just enough sex appeal that you can like almost forget that the Rolling Stones are in their 80s.
This is going to be my first comment. Is I just cannot believe that I didn't know that they made it in 1981. So they would have been around on what, like
they would have been
17 years old or something.
No, they would have been in their 30s, probably 30s or 40s.
When did they give up?
They started out in the 60s, in the mid 60s.
But they would have been like, so that's what I mean. They would have been around for already like.
Oh, the band would have been around for like 17 years by that point.
That's incredible.
Right?
So like you could have been like 0. You could have been born when the Stones came overseas to America, and then you would have been buying their albums.
When was their last album? Like what?
Pretty recently. They still go on tour all the time, I feel like.
Yeah, I think it was like 2 or 3 years ago they put out an album.
They've been doing it for so long.
They have.
And I've been paying attention for so little of that time.
That's what I mean. You gotta listen to more
They've been
Stones.
around forever.
We've already had an extended conversation about the Rolling Stones, haven't we?
Oh, for sure. They've been on the playlist before.
Right. But I always feel like you said it was like one of their best known songs. Like, is it? Because like you said it out
There's
loud
a lot, but I feel like that one's pretty popular.
Sure, it's the second one on their Spotify right after Painted Black, and Painted Black is Joey Votto. Do we still care about Joey Votto?
People from Cincinnati do.
All right, well, that's one of me, and I care very little. Anyway, yeah, so I didn't realize it was this, like, I have no context for Stones. Every single time we talk about that, I'm just like, this just seems like the music that I just hear that's just like, it feels like the vanilla of rock and roll. And, I'm listening to this song, like, I probably listened to about 5 seconds of it because we were recording this live. So I'm like, what do I remember of this? But it's like, as soon as I heard it, I knew it. And that's gotta mean something, right? Like, so really, like, I don't know. I feel like any Stone song was gonna be, I feel like it's just right. I feel like the swagger of Mick Jagger is just enough to get you where you need to be, right? You're like, yeah, he's not gonna do you wrong.
Yeah.
So,
There's some pretty peak stadium rock that came right around this time too. I'm thinking about how that starts up, right? It's got a little guitar riff, then it's drums.
It's
then
very
it's Mick Jagger.
stadium.
Right. Everything's big. Everything is big about that song.
Even it's got a lot of fake echo on it too,
Right.
if I remember correctly. Like,
Let's record everything in an elevator shaft. Okay.
yeah, it'd be great. Sure, Mick.
You got it.
All right, who's next?
I'll go next because it's kind of in that a little bit later in that decade. This week I chose Cherry Pie by Warren. Kind of in that same weird stripper / party song kind of thing. I mean, Warren, it's pretty explicit, there's not a lot.
That is a lap
subtlety.
dance song.
Yeah. No, oh yeah, that is for sure. I mean, started up as a little subtle. This is definitely easily to read without having much context of anything. Man, why did I pick this song? Because it's basically overtly sexual. It's probably one of the only songs out of the hair metal era that probably still holds up as a song, even though it's not a good song. And it's about love? Question mark?
It's definitely about emotions.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I agree with you there.
He's very in touch with his feelings, this man who is singing this song.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's fully actualized.
Yeah.
No, I think this is a great pick. I agree with you. This song is both as a song, like as a recorded piece of music, and as a song, as like a written document, like notes on page, words on page. Mm-hmm. I don't think you can call this a objectively good song.
Oh, no.
The performance sells it.
Yeah.
Like, that vocal performance is iconic.
Oh, yeah.
He is just screaming. I mean, it's awesome. The lyrics are just so dumb.
Oh.
They're so dumb and bad. What he's saying.
One of the first words of the song are dirty, rotten, filthy, stinky.
Yeah.
She's my cherry pie.
That's what that's what you want to hear about
Those
your
are
cherry
all
pie.
the things a cherry pie should be.
Taylor opened it up right. He said, lap dance song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen, it's not about what I did in the past. It's what I do now, okay? Everybody was in the room for that.
Just casual conversations overheard at the gas station wing restaurant. That doesn't get more Atlanta than that.
Mm-hmm.
No, I totally think you're on point with this. I think big guitars, again, like big as you can get them. Why not?
Oh, yeah.
Super phallic. Like, the music video is ridiculous. There's so much hairspray. I don't think we've ever had any hair metal on the show before.
Probably. We had to have had something.
Very
some point in time.
little. I can't imagine what we would have chosen.
It's such a
Well, we
genre.
had Metallica on here.
Yeah, that kind of counts.
They in fact had hair, but they were not.
Yeah. We just got like 10 people that just unlisten to this show now.
Oh, I know,
Because we
right?
compared Metallica to hair metal.
The metalheads are very upset.
Yeah.
The mandatory Metallica heads are leaving.
Yeah,
No, wait, don't come back. Wait.
We need you.
We need you.
We value you. Pride is for everyone.
Even people who like Metallica. That's right. I feel like this song in a vacuum is great, incredible, and worthy of merit. But I feel like I've heard it so many times in so many car radios on WBN that I'm just like, man, I really could just not. I don't really know if I need this song ever again. In my
Yeah,
life.
oh no, I agree with you.
Yeah.
This is very Bachelor Party.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and that's and why we do the podcast, baby. Because we found the perfect context for a song that you never want to do, and you listen to a song you don't think you want to hear again.
Yeah.
You're like, no, this is it.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I'm just saying, if you're blackout drunk, slamming back some Natty Lights in the club, and Cherry Pie by Warrant comes on, you're gonna sing along.
Yeah, you would know something about this song.
Like, everybody can sing along
You
to
can
this.
wing the chorus.
Yeah.
You got there. And you're halfway there to a memorable song.
Feels like it's like kind of has that Sex on Fire vibe, you know?
Ooh.
When that song comes on, and
you
you're
could
drunk.
pick Sex on Fire. That would be good too, but it's a little too sophisticated.
Yeah. Yeah.
That takes vocal chops, which...
Yeah.
Oh, you're going for it. You're not going to make it. You're going for that song.
That is an air ball right there.
Yeah.
You just missed it completely.
Not
Brick,
the
brick, 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 brick.
No, I do think one of the only things we didn't do on this bachelor party was karaoke. Which...
We probably could have done that.
Oh, we definitely could have done that.
It's young.
I was going to say, we could do it tonight. We can go rent a karaoke room, but...
Do you have any of the Japanese style karaoke
Yes, I
bars?
just did one last
Oh,
weekend.
nice. That's the preferred venue because I want a small room where
It's only the people you know.
Do the metal.
only my close friends can do it.
Okay.
Can
Gonna aggressively your way to the top.
Oh yeah, baby.
That's why.
Second week in a row, Tyler's done his dirty vocals. All right, Tyler, what's your pick?
This week I chose "Explode" by Big Frida.
I'm about to explode. Take off this load. I'ma use my belt and make it go. I'm about to explode. Take off this load. Spin it, bust it up, I want to make it go. Release your wiggle. 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 Release your wiggle.
All right, so
Did you know who Big Frida was before last night?
I did.
Okay.
Only through Taylor's influence, of course.
Okay.
But yeah, so we saw Big Frida yesterday at the Atlanta Pride event, and so and I feel like that really was a great showing of
Everything.
yeah, of ass everywhere. I just feel like Big Frida just goes at 100% the entire time, and I feel like if you're gonna be doing some debauchery, you're gonna be doing some wild stuff. I feel like Big Frida brings listen, honey, the party's right here. Wherever you are, I'm bringing it, and so I feel like how can you say no? I don't feel like there's a lot of context where I'm like, man, I need to listen to Big Frida right now, because honestly, I don't need that adrenaline pumping through my veins at most hours of the day, but for a big party where you're trying to get pumped up, hell yeah. I don't know. I just feel like I think Frida's also just an interesting character, and I can't say a whole lot about Frida because, like Sean alluded to, I don't know very much, but Taylor does. So.
I didn't know anything about Big Frida.
Yeah.
That's what I was asking.
I just knew that there was a lot of twerking, and it was a lot of
I didn't know that.
just a lot of songs about the booty.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's probably my commentary of Big Frida's concert last night was the lyric, booty, 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 just like a lot of that.
Yeah.
There's a lot of that.
Yeah. And so I would have chosen As Everywhere, but apparently it's not on Spotify, so I chose Explode. And the fun part about that is that it's the sample for Break My Soul from Beyonce, which we also heard from Cars, in bars, in...
Cars next to bars.
What's another word to start with B that we went to? Buses if we went on a bus. But yeah, I heard it everywhere. So I don't know. I feel like it's also just kind of good to get Frida on the podcast because they are just a interesting character. I feel like that needs more attention.
Yeah.
So for those who don't know Frida, she's a rapper, TV personality, dancer from New Orleans. And she's kind of considered one of the like pioneers or popularizers of a genre called New Orleans bounce, which is like the way she describes it is take the southern hip hop of the 90s and crank the tempo up and then put everything on repeat. So all of her songs have very few lyrics, but she'll like say a line and then repeat it a bunch of times, and then that'll get like built into a loop or a sample or something, and then she'll start saying something else on top of it. So it becomes this like intermixing of different like little slogans back and forth in like a call and response pattern.
Yeah.
Which is super fun live.
Yeah, I feel like that's the part that is also like, it's super, you're not going to miss any of the words.
Yeah.
You're going to know them, you're going to sing along to them.
Think about like a southern hip hop ratatouille.
Yeah.
Just layers and layers and layers, forming a beautiful...
Just every way imaginable to talk about the butt.
Yeah.
I mean, shake for the money, bounce to the floor, toot it up. I see ass over here, ass over there, ass everywhere.
Yeah, no, I'm not reading this. I'm not reading the central theme here.
Right.
Yeah.
Do we have an understanding of why she loves the ass so much? Has she ever been on record as...
I don't know. I think it's mostly just that twerking is a thing.
Uh-huh.
And so, you know, you write songs for people to twerk to. They should be about twerking.
Yeah.
And
Every song does feel like twerking, though.
it feels audibly like twerking.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Booty booty is basically, yeah, it's audible twerking.
Yeah. She used to, when back in the day when twerking was not as widespread, she used to come to a city and teach a class in the afternoon before the show to teach people how to dance at the show, which I always thought was hilarious. But yeah, I feel like anybody of any persuasion on a bachelor party, you can put on some Big Frida.
Sure.
It can be a novelty. Mm-hmm. It's kind of funny. It's fun to laugh at. It makes fun of itself. But you can also go fully sincere and twerk until your ankles give out to it.
Yeah.
You know, we weren't doing that because none of us can twerk, but...
I feel like my only hesitancy in picking this was that it's like, is this for every bachelor party? But honestly,
yes.
If you're like offended or like you're like, that's like somehow too much for you or whatever, it's like, well, I don't know what kind of like night you're getting yourselves in for if you're going out to the club.
Right, exactly.
Right. You can't be scandalized by that.
Yeah. Tame by comparison.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, the song she did with RuPaul, that one's different.
Okay.
The main line in that one is "Must be jelly because jam don't shake."
Oh no, that's good too. Oh yeah.
And your sister on the corner selling, and then RuPaul would say, "Oh, honey," so they don't have to say the word. Yeah, it's
that would have been a good one too.
But it's that one I can understand. Maybe a little too much for some people.
Sure. Yeah, we talked about it.
Okay. Well, no listener submissions. This is kind of an ad hoc show, but we do have some B-sides. Anybody got some notable B-sides they want to lay down on the people?
I had a couple. I felt like my super on the nose one was "The Boys Are Back in Town" by Thin Lizzy.
Oh, that's just cute.
And then my gay pick was My by Troye Sivan, who I feel like I've put on the podcast before. If not, he'll probably be on there soon. He's an Australian pop singer. He's really good.
Let's see. I think I had like "Running Down the Dream" by Tom Petty, probably.
Ooh, okay.
That's
And
good.
that one, okay, so like I feel like I don't know if I talked about this on the show before, but like it was like a behind the music or something, or some interview on NPR with Tom Petty, and he was kind of saying that like when they first got started, they actually were playing in strip clubs. They were like one of the house bands, and they were supposed to just be playing covers, but they would just play originals because they knew that nobody in a strip club would know the difference. Like, first off, you're not there to listen to music, and second,
Right.
you're probably not even caring about what popular music is like. So they would just play all their originals and practice every night in strip clubs until they got to
That's
like,
awesome.
basically some stardom. Yeah.
That's so cool.
And so I was just like, yeah, no, I feel like Tom Petty has to have a place on there. I don't necessarily think about it as like sexy music, but the story is pretty good.
Well, and the whole bachelor party isn't sexy. Sometimes it's, just drinking,
Right.
playing some beer pong.
Yeah.
Tom Petty's great for that.
That's definitely right.
I mean, there were songs that I had started to pick, but I feel like I shot from the hip, which that's part of the challenge. We kind of were just like, let's just pick whatever we want. What would I don't think I really don't know what else. I would have had to have taken longer. I think anything would have been too cerebral.
Yeah, this challenge is not about thinking it too hard.
Yeah, well, as we've discussed about 10 minutes before we started recording this podcast, apparently I overthink everything, so that makes a lot of sense.
Well, Tyler, you will very soon be the last single member of the No Repeat crew. If somebody out there wants to change that and become your lady love, where can they find you?
Yeah. Hey, everyone. You can find me designing illustration work at rudepets.club. And as always, on socials, Rude Pets Club on Instagram and Twitter.
Sean, thank you for celebrating the end of my social life as we know it.
Yeah,
I'm
sorry,
gonna
it's
go
over
become a
from here.
house husband.
Yeah. He's a locked up man, everybody, just so you know. It's over for him.
For those like me who need advice on transitioning into marital life, where can they get it from you?
You can find me on Instagram at TellySean. I can tell you that it'll be just as good on the other side as it is on this one.
Well, if you would like to send me well wishes, you can reach out to me on the socials at TC Olmstead. All of these songs will be on the official No Repeat podcast playlist. And right now, we're going to refresh our beverages and record our Patreon exclusive bonus show. You can get it for just $1 a month on Patreon. Help me pay for my wedding. It's $1.
Funds do not directly go towards Taylor's wedding, but...
But we'll be back next week with another free episode of No Repeat.